What I mean by this is there is a lot of rhetoric by men and women on both sides tearing each other down. And people tend to focus more on the people who are tearing each other down than they do on trying to have a healthy relationship. I'm saying, and this, I'm asking you ladies, and I don't want y'all to be mad at me, but I'm asking this question because I want y'all to answer this. Y'all
Yes.
don't notice that there is a high demand for men to be better, but at the same time, there is not enough conversation on how we can be better together. I find that there's more relationships being built on he needs to do this for me and she needs to do this for me. If I listen to the top women right now who speak on relationships, they're all trying to get men to be something that most men are not, and they're making it a group project instead of people falling in love one on one. Do you disagree with me or do you agree with me? Matter of fact, let's start with you, Shay. Let's
Yeah,
start with
I was like, 'cause my battery is about to die. So I don't I want to say it's social media that's really messing us up altogether. Because everybody wants to be heard and everybody wants to be on a platform where they're better, where we're saying that we're better than the next and somebody has to come up to our level. We don't ever want to be that bottom level. So we need people to come up to our level. I guess it's a way of making us think that we're the cream of the crop, I would want to say. So we're saying that, hey, we're all Black women, we're achieving this, and this person or the person that I get with has to be up to this level. And men are doing it too. And I think it's a generational thing. I mean, we didn't do that in my time. We wanted to get somebody, maybe they were on our level, maybe they were a little bit below, maybe they were above, and then we built things. We wanted to get together to build together. Now it's like you're not even sure if you can build with this dude or if he trying to get what you got, build what he got, and then leave you for somebody else. I dropped. So
So let me ask this question again to Journey. Journey, this is where I struggle. I and I'm gonna challenge this question. When I hear content from a lot of men are very more specific about what they want, Journey. I want you to cook, I want you to clean, I want you to stay home. I don't like the fact that you don't have a college education. And I think those things are wrong, and me and Slim can speak to that. But when it comes to women, in this instance, I think there's a lot more generality than there is more community in the sense of, and I'm not going to say older women because Journey, you starting to become a monolith. Shay is a monolith. All y'all monolith when it comes to that age group. So that's different. I'm talking about right now, it's general. I'll give you a great example of a general statement where these men just need to talk to each other and make sure they all get themselves together and fix. I can't tell you how many times me and Slim have had to say, listen, I can't make every man do something, right? I can't, that's just too general. That's too general. Tell me where I'm wrong at, Shay, Journey. Tell me where you can see the improvement and how this can work.
So I think I don't think it's a matter of right and wrong. I think everything's a matter of perspective, right? If we're going to address this issue and if we're going to address the way people come and what's acceptable and their standards, we also have to be able to know ourselves enough to articulate what exactly our standards are going to be. And I think that's where we become problematic is because on one end, we're told to value ourselves, to want what we want. But then if we do that, then maybe the guy that we like is not who we want. I mean, the guy that is not good for us is who we want. So we're going to miss out on some of those things because we're told to stand strong and value ourselves and have these standards. But it's not explained to some women that when you have those standards, some people are going to be left in the wind. And people glorify one aspect of it and not understand the backside of wanting that as well. So I don't think it's a matter of wrong and right. I think you need to know who you are
Okay. So
and you
here's
need
where
to
I
know who
disagree
your
with you, Journey.
complementary piece is.
Journey, here's where I disagree with you. I want you to answer this one specific question. Tell me, is it fair or unfair for a woman to say you need to get with these men and get them together?
It's unfair
Okay, then. Why is it unfair?
because y'all don't speak for all men. Y'all speak for yourselves.
Okay, that's all I'm at. Now, does any other woman disagree with that? Before Slim say something, does any woman disagree
I
Now,
with that?
hold on.
disagree.
Now, hold on.
I
Now, hold on.
disagree.
The only time I'm going to say something different is if you have someone in your circle. Because if you have someone that you're close to, it's your job to be an example for that person.
Okay, I agree with that. I agree with that. And I would say you got to use your platform. Like my platform, you see me constantly trying to encourage
100%.
men. Okay, so use your platform.
But
So
that's different, James. Spreading the word and being held accountable for are two different things.
right. But just think about this. Okay, I'm not gonna say no more. Tell me why you disagree, the nurse.
Oh, I disagree wholeheartedly. Listen, we're in this community where 24 hours, all you hear is how black women are fat, how they're old, they're all this and they're this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, also, just like you stated, I can't. That's me. I can't hold another black.
Good.
I can't hold another black woman accountable for the quote unquote masculinity, for the quote unquote weave, the quote unquote bonnet she's wearing. That's that lady. That has nothing to do with me. So it's just the same conversation piece like you just stated. You can't hold every man accountable for whatever it is that this random woman is saying that these guys need to be better with. So if we are saying that, oh, I can't hold everybody accountable, but also I need you to tell your sister she needs to stop wearing that makeup. Oh yeah, also I want you to tell your sister she needs to stop wearing the weave. Then it's just like, okay, so what's the point of any of this conversation?
So let me ask you a question. When you make those statements, you do know that I am not in control of another person's words. I'm not in control of the button. Now, and first of all, let's just address the whole full figure statement. Right now, the person who is calling women obese is primarily a white girl called Just Pearls and Things. She's the one who's carrying that big woman banner where she's just, that ain't even a black person right now. That's number one. Number two, am I responsible? When you say I should be responsible, you need to be more specific. I can't tell every man what to do. That's a fact. I don't know every man, right? And then the only people I can control is the people who follow me on here, and then the men that I have influence. And it's different for me because I actually run a program where I deal with men and help them to grow. So I'm asking you specifically, if you're saying that you disagree with me, how can I actually do that?
Well, first off, James, I do like the fact that you did highlight that the woman is now taking the mantle based off of what she followed through the men that had actually became very popular for talking about women's weight. And then not only just her, it's the conversation piece about, I never knew Americans to actually give a flying hell about anybody's weight, especially the America where not just the women, everyone is obese and everyone's overweight. So the same people that will not ever cash app you and say, hey, sis, or hey, bruh, I see that you got a little pounds going on. Let me cash app you a couple of dollars for a dietitian. Let me cash app you a couple of dollars so I can make sure that you go to that gym that's $10 a month. Let me cash app you a couple of dollars to get a sports bar or whatever it is. Because remember, if I'm making fun of you and calling you fat, I care, right? So the conversation piece about full figure people and whatever, it's disingenuous on everybody's side. Don't nobody give a flying hell about nobody's weight. It's all just to make fun of somebody. Because if you really did care, everybody will be down at the PCP making sure that all of us are healthy in whatever regards that is. It's just to make fun of folks. But if you are, and like you did say, Slim, that's the same thing that Jazz and I stated when Muscle had asked that question about the bun and the makeup. We also stated it's not up to the content creator if the content creator is a man or a woman. We all have the option of logging off of social media. I could give a flying crap what James is saying, what Slim is saying, what Miss is saying, what Journey or Muscle is saying. But that also comes into you being an adult and understand what you will and won't follow. At the end of the day, everyone is free to say whatever it is they want to say. And I can't say that, oh, you two men are accountable for all the men, whatever they got going on. But as a whole, really and truly, if we focus more on what we were doing, right or wrong, it will allow us, the stats, quote unquote, that everybody likes to quote, it would allow the stats to move forward. Right now, the stats are dwindling. Everybody's highlighting all the wrong, but yet it's still not getting any better.
Can I please speak now?
Hold on, Slim, because Muscle Thick hasn't said anything.
Hi,
and
James.
Miss Queen like most. Go ahead, Muscle Thick.
Okay, so to add on what Nurse was saying, everyone has to take accountability for themselves. That's my take on this. Why should someone have to advise someone how they should act in a relationship or how they should act on the whole period? No one should no one should take accountability for no one else but themselves. That's just my take. And my
Okay.
thing is this. All these content creators, all they're doing is speaking against Black women. Black women. We already have racism over our head here in the United States. Why are we fighting each other down? Why are Black men fighting against Black women?
Can I please jump in right here?
No, Slim, let the lady finish, and then I'm gonna let you go last on this.
It's to complement her point. That's why I want to jump in.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is this.
No, I know, but I want to make sure she gets
everything is an issue with the Black woman. We all know that Black women are thick. We know that. It doesn't matter if we lose weight. We always have a thick legs, thick hips, period. That's the way that Black women are. We like to eat a lot of rice. We like to eat a lot of beans. We like to eat a lot of chicken. We're not going to be skinny, period. We like good food.
And I love it.
Right? So why do the Black men always complain about our weight? You overweight. You too fat. You too this. You too that. The lashes are too long. We don't like the weave. We know that our Black queens like their wigs. They like their eyelashes. Why are you guys picking on us?
Can I please jump in?
Oh, we too dark. You too dark.
No, I want them to be.
What is the
I want us to
issue?
go last.
What's the issue with the Black man? What is your problems? A lot of the Black men in our community, they don't have a job, they don't have a job. They work no way. They look for handouts. I can go on and the list go on and on. But at the end of the day, we love our Black men. We love to be in a relationship with a Black man. And we do want a good Black man. And that's all the women are trying to do. We're trying to find a good Black man in the Black community. But yet we keep hearing the Black men completely about our weight, eyelashes.
Who the fuck done fell asleep?
I don't know who that is.
Miss Not Like Most.
Oh no, she's snoring.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Slim.
All right. Can I? Since she fell asleep, cool. That was perfect timing. First off, the dudes that I hear talking about that they don't like Black women wearing bonnets, they don't like Black women that are being thick, they don't like Black women that are this, they don't like Black women that doing that. Those are the dudes that ain't actually dealing with Black women on a consistent basis. Feel me? Yeah, y'all be listening to them, but these are the bitter Black dudes that have been skipped over for years. They got they got 1,000 followers and they got a voice on TikTok, and they're all banding together. The Black men that actually deal with Black women on a regular basis do not give a fuck about you being thick, baby. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love it, feel me? I like a little cellulite, know what I'm saying? I like all of that shit, feel me? But it's because they don't have access to the type of women that they like. They're pretty much lame, have no game, and don't have anything to offer a woman other than that they have a dick and they feel like that's what makes them a man. So the reason why I tell you stop listening to those dudes and scroll off of them or get the fuck away from them is because they don't have anything to really offer. They say that they want a submissive woman, but don't understand what submission looks like, and what they talk about when they say submission is control. They don't understand what it actually looks like to be masculine, because they think to be masculine is actually be dominant, you know what I'm saying? And that's be domineering and overbearing when it comes to a woman, and they think that they need to belittle a woman and put themselves on a pedestal as being greater than them. And I also would tell you, stop listening to them, know what I'm saying? The reason why I'm also going to tell you stop listening to him, because a man that has actually been out here dealing with women on a consistent basis, he will address certain attitudes instead of certain attributes about I'm going to say certain aesthetics about the Black woman. Feel me? What you look like, there's always going to be a type out here for you. Man, may God rest one of my brother's soul. He seen a woman that was 300 pounds, and I ain't understand it, but he would say the same thing about a woman that I would say to be like 180, 190, which is, some people would say is overweight, but 180, 190 to me was thick. You got to be damn near 2 something to do something with me. But he seen 300 and 350, 400, and he would say the exact same thing about what I would say about my preference, because that was his preference. Preference is preference. Well, if I don't like something, that don't mean that it's less than or greater than. Feel me? I can't say because I like Cadillac, know what I'm saying, and you like BMW, that BMW is lesser. But those types of dudes that you hear, those are the bitter dudes. Just like when we hear those women that talk about how all Black women or how all Black men are feeling, when we say that they are bitter, it's because you've dealt with the wrong types of Black men. You've probably seen some bad characteristics in a few Black men, but you have not seen the spectrum of all Black men. So again, the thing that you're talking about is from a bitter ass dude. These are not men that are actually dealing with women on a consistent basis to be able to say anything about a woman. Cause I'm being real with you. Hey, big, small, tall, short, I fuck with them all. It's all about your personality and the attributes you bring into my life that actually make you valuable to me.
Yeah. And so at the end of the day, I'm going to agree with Slim on this because somebody said, how come we not speaking from a male perspective? At the end of the day, listen, if you ain't thick, you ain't a pick. I mean, it's just what it is for us. That's just what we grew up on culturally. And one of the biggest things that people don't understand is, especially the fact that men who make content, it has to be said, here is a man who was wounded by a woman, who turned around and became bitter, then got a platform to spread his bitterness, and then he turned around and try to be controlling through his words on his platform. So since he can't have you, his main goal is to piss you off. His main goal is to try to tear you down. His main goal is to get under your skin because he can't win. He can't get you. So since he can't get you, what he wants to do is he wants to get to the point where he can make content where he makes you angry. And listen, ladies, don't take this the wrong way. But most of these men who say that, they say that because they mad because you wouldn't pick them. They are angry
not even
with
necessarily
you.
that. Say that they know that the ones that they like, most all of us like IG models, but all of us can't fuck IG models. Feel me? And what they try and do with the women that are not that are big, they try and tell them to slim down because they trying to get you to become something that they want because they realize that they can't rise to the occasion of what they actually want.
Exactly. And let's be clear.
So they shame you.
The average salary for, and I ain't trying to disrespect us because I love us black men. We need.
And I'm not talking
better.
about IG models as in their attitude. I'm talking about the body type.
Right. Let's be clear. The average salary for a man in the United States of America is less than $52,000. The average salary for a black man is less than $40,000. Right. So then you don't even have the salary. The second thing is African American men have the highest level of obesity. That's a fact. So I don't know how you could be mad at somebody about their weight when you can't stop looking at your plate. So that's just a whole nother conversation. Number three, the bitterness is driving the content. The bitterness is driving the content. Because men who don't care, they already got somebody in their life. They're not worried about all that other stuff. We're not thinking about that. And let's be clear. When you are broken, you're going to be bitter. You're going to have all three Bs. If you broke and you broken, you're going to be bitter. Last thing I want to say, a lot of these brothers, I don't call no man ugly because everybody got different preferences, but they different. When you different and you can't pull a certain type of lady, you already mad. You already
it ain't even ugly. It's lame. Lame.
However, listen, you different.
No, it's not ugly. It's lame. They can't get the type of women that they want because they have no game. They have no force of character. They have no attributes that they can offer to the type of women that they want. So they try and bash the women that they feel like they have access to into compliance, which is the opposite of being masculine because masculinity does not try and dominate. Masculinity actually empowers and uplifts and always wants to see progress, but they're lame. They have nothing to offer you, so they put you down in order to, so when you slim down and you get cool, you get the side that they want because they couldn't get the woman that was actually the side that he did want. Now they feel like they have access to your body.
Yeah, and let's be clear. For the guy there's a guy in the category who says need to be verified. Bruh, you can Google it. My sister's a doctor. My wife's sister's a doctor. The nursing homes are filled with African-American men. Obesity, losing legs and fingers. We have some of the highest rates of prostate
everybody
cancer.
Black is
like
obese.
this ain't.
And dialysis patients. Dialysis patients.
Stop playing games. Like let's
dialysis patients.
He's trying to say that if you want to measure it according to the body scale, I'm actually pretty slim. Feel me? I'm 6'5", 240 pounds. The ideal weight for me is 6'5", 170 pounds. At 170 pounds, I look like a goddamn greyhound. So according to the scale, I'm obese. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just seen some women at 5'5", 180, 190 pounds that look goddamn good, but according to their scale, they gonna say she obese. I done seen some women that was like that scale is not for black people. So when they say obesity, they are measuring us according to the palm colored people, not our people.
Can I add something really quickly? I'm just only talking to the black.
You a nurse. You can speak to this. Go ahead.
I'm only talking to the Black woman because at this point, especially dialysis patients are a large number of them are African American men, but unfortunately they're so focused on other foolishness. It's like, bruh, good luck to you. As far as the women are concerned, please make sure you understand weight really and truly is the last thing that honestly should be like the main primary. We have breast cancers, we have thyroids, we have real significant things that are on the outside. You look healthy, but really and truly on the inside, there are major concerns that are happening. So please stop following these folks on these TikToks talking about some damn weight. You need to be following your PCP, follow your blood work, and follow whatever follow-up dietitian or whatever diagnostic testing you need. Because following behind TikTok people ain't finna keep you alive.
And being real with you, and all kinds of forms of health and sickness that manifest in the body are actually started by negative mental aspects. Feel me? If you want to get on a metaphysical level with it, know what I'm saying? They say cancer is a product of stress. They say depression is a product of heart failure, heart disease, and all kinds of shit. That shit starts up here more than it manifests in the body. So that shit is bullshit when they start talking about weight.
So let me be clear, though.
Beautiful women that were
Black
healthy.
men, though, I'm gonna let Muscle Thick talk, but after this, Black men, let me tell you something. It's your weight. You got to get your weight down for that blood pressure, bro. That blood pressure number is crazy for us. We deal with prostate cancer. We deal with diabetes on a regular basis. I'm 47 years old. I know for a fact that I got to get my numbers down. And once you start taking that diabetes medicine, it gets worse. Because sometimes I feel like those pills don't even help you to get better. If you take the weight off, you're going to have a longer life.
They don't.
We are dying, bro. I don't care what nobody says. We are dying. And we got to get to the place that we take care of our bodies. I am eating clean. Like right now, I'm on a 30-day joint cleanse. I hate it. I'm not even going to front on you, the nurse. I hate it. I hate eating fruits and vegetables at a high clip. It drives me crazy, Muscle Thick. But the way that I feel inside my body
is amazing.
It's amazing. I ain't doing no dairy, which I love dairy. Listen, I love, you understand, my family is from Jamaica and Nigeria, you know what I'm saying? Jollof, you know what I'm saying? Korean chicken, all that. I'm dying over here. But I got to get it off. Hey, but go ahead, Muscle Thick. I want to let you go ahead and say what you want to say.
Okay, James, well said. Okay, I work in the healthcare field as well, and I don't have an issue with my weight. I've been working out for the past 5 years. I'm into dieting, I'm into nutrition, etc. And working in the healthcare field, another issue which I've been hearing about on social media is men saying that we single ladies, are going to die alone. And when I work in the healthcare field, lots of Black men, sorry to say, we speaking about within the Black community, they die alone. And why they keep saying lots of these Black women go to die alone. But I have lost a lot of patients, Black men who die alone. And some of these patients, they don't have any family members that come and visit them. None of their children, none of their wives or girlfriends, side chick. No one comes to visit them. They die all lonely, alone. But here,
can I just say one quick thing? One quick thing about what Muscle said. It honestly really disheartens me to come on these social media apps in the way I understand everybody ain't got to respect everybody. Everybody don't have to fool up with everybody, and everybody ain't going to be everybody's best friend. But really and truly, seeing people really take their last breath in life, you will never understand what that really feels like. It doesn't matter how many times you go through the whole process with folks. You always, every single person that you are in that last final hour in that room with them, again, words, I can't describe it to you. But to see on social media, it's like we're kiki kakaing. Oh, I can't wait till you die. I can't wait till you die. I can't, bro, like what are y'all doing? The amount of unaliving spirits that are being thrown at the other person, I think is disgusting. Do you understand the process?
It's very, very disheartening. And I must say, yet again, it's very sad. And indeed, I agree with James. The Black men need to take care of their health, period. They need to go get their labs done. They need to get their labs done. They need to go to the doctor. These Black men, they don't take, look at Kevin Samuel, perfect example. Here he's on social media promoting.
They killed him though. He didn't die. They killed him.
Here comes, he is in a hotel with Some lady picked up
His labs came out.
and he got a heart attack. How did he get a heart attack? Was Kevin Samuel getting his health check? What was he doing with his health? What was he eating? Yes, in his physical appearance, he looked quite healthy. He looked well groomed. But what was he doing? What was the
Look at the
nutrition
labs,
he was
man.
putting into his body? But here he was on social media speaking illfully against black women. And
Listen,
giving
and
advice
look at
about
Aaron, and
my-
look at the comedian Donald. He was slim. The lady said on national TV, this lady and a male doctor said the problem with us is black people can look swole, they can look slim. The men can look swole, they can look slim, but our blood levels are bad. Our colons are clogged.
hereditary.
Like, yo, it's hereditary. Like, y'all
Bodybuilders.
just-
Hereditary.
Yeah, like bodybuilders.
Hereditary.
Bodybuilders.
You have to eat
they like
better, man. Like, I
flies.
don't understand why people don't understand. You got to eat better. If you look at the red meat, the processed foods,
Yeah, what you
the
put into
oily
your body
stuff,
matters.
it's huge. Dog, I could bench 405. But if I walk up a flight of steps, I'm almost dead to the world.
Shit,
And
I
my
can barely
doctor
walk
was
to the
clear.
kitchen
And
some days.
also, you got to keep in mind that black people like their food well seasoned. They like to put a lot of sodium, salt in their food.
Pretty
They
fair.
like well flavored food, and I can't get upset with them for that. But you cannot eat well flavored food every day. That's why I incorporate the well flavored food some days, and I incorporate the foods that are not well flavored on some days.
I got a question
And
for
also,
everybody on this panel. A different question. It might drive the conversation in a different area other than health. But I want to know this though, because I hear like the other day I was on a conversation with the nurse and the nerd, and they were speaking facts. And I do have a secret weapon that can come over here and speak facts, and every woman in this bitch would go out. They would get irate. Feel me?
Slim, can
The
I
facts-
finish with the health thing real quick? Just
Go
one
ahead,
real
mama.
quick point.
Go ahead.
The only last thing I want to say again, I understand everybody wishing death, unaliving amongst everybody. I understand that this is a big kiki caca with everybody. The only thing I can say, especially at the end of the day, we are all human beings. I would like to think that at the end of the day, if somebody takes their last breath, I'm not laughing at it. I do not think any of this is funny, especially when you are talking about people being unalive, regardless of what you felt about them. It's not funny to me. And then also, especially when you are talking about foods and stuff, it doesn't mean you need to be eating like bland rice and like a white person every day. Just the same way we can spend hours and money on foolishness, spend a couple of dollars on a dietitian. They will really come up with the best plan for your best labs, because all of us will not be eating the same thing. It does not mean you need to be eating salads all day. I don't eat salads all day. I
As
eat in the guidelines I need to eat in.
As a black man that loves eating unhealthy, I just spent the last 3 weeks eating clean and eating vegan wise, like close to vegan as possible. I ain't gonna lie to you, that shit ain't really as nasty as that you think it is. Feel me? It's actually pretty good. Feel me? It's actually very good if you start.
Slim, you better than
exploring some
me.
of those
I'm not
options.
even doing the vegan. I'm not doing that.
I'm just saying. I went all the way there. I still ate fish, and I still will eat beef. And my most known guilty pleasure, I'm sorry, is pork, but like pork bacon though, only pork bacon. Feel me? I ain't ate no pork chops in I don't know how long. But that pork bacon hit different than turkey bacon, and you can fight me if you don't like it. But the other thing that I want to say after all of that though is, like, you see how all of us up here on the panel we all have the same sentiment, as in we want us to all come back together as a community. Feel me? Now, I do realize that me personally, I've started even saying this. I don't believe that the black community is actually a patriarchal society. It's more matriarchal. Women have more power and more control over the community than men will ever have. Feel me? And the reason why, because as much as I like to say it, y'all are the prize. Feel me? Like that's just the reality. Feel me? We ain't shit without y'all. Know what I'm saying? In reality, know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't shit without us, because we be extinct if we don't need each other. Feel me? We don't got each other. But what I want to say is, like, why do we feel like we need to go ahead and keep indulging in the facts of what the fuck is happening? All of us know what the fuck happened, but when we gonna start taking some compassion so that those who do want to wake up actually have a welcoming party to come up out of the dark side? Because right now, every time I hear a person speak on what's going on in our community, we only speak on the facts of the negative sides. We don't speak on the facts of what's the positive benefits of actually becoming accountable. We don't speak on the facts of it actually being what's being responsible. And me as a boy that was actually lost at one point in time, the reason why I chose to go in the opposite direction and become a fuck nigga that was a drug dealer and did all this shit, I did a lot of time. I got 7 felonies, fighting 2 more right now. Is because the other side, I seen the perks, I seen the benefits. Nobody ever talks about, nobody ever has compassion for those who are lost. You got to understand that those black men who are actually out here disrespecting black women and doing fucked up crimes are lost. Those black women who are out here carrying themselves incorrectly are lost. When are we going to have compassion on the lost? Why are we always bashing the lost?
Yeah, so let's talk about this, because I did want to push this conversation forward on some of the things that we would think that would be beneficial to a healthy relationship. And I want to start with asking the question of, ladies, I always let the ladies lead and then me and Slim come in with it. But here's a good question that I want to ask. What are some of the things that you ladies believe that should be taught to the next generation of a young man and young woman? And I want you to pick both. I want you to pick something that a young man should learn and a young woman can learn. Because I really want to be honest. I don't know how well we'll do with the older generation right now, because the older generation kind of had their own way that they want to do their thing. But I am curious, what would you ladies say would be something? And Muscle Thick, I want to start with you because you've been very patient. So I'll start with you. What do you think are some of the first things we need to work on?
Firstly, you're speaking about the way that parents raise their children for the next generation.
And specifically in relationships, specifically in healthy relationships. Yeah.
Communication, listening, healthy communication. Without communication, nothing will not work.
Okay.
Nothing will not work, because communication, I believe, will make things better. Listening, having a healthy communication.
And for the comment that just came in that said that said stop telling them that they entitled to a black woman's body. Hey baby, if you raised up black men that were actually capable of understanding how to be men, they wouldn't have to feel entitled to your body. You would freely want to give it to them because you'd be so aroused by them because they were moving the way that they needed to stimulate you at all times. So that ain't it. Like literally, there has to be some real concrete principles.
Hold on. Let her finish, man. Let her finish.
My bad.
Communication. The thing about, I understand you did ask a question, but this thing that we're having where the black community is struggling to survive healthy relationship, it all goes back to the home. The father is not in the home. The mother is raising the children on her own. How can a woman raise a male, or how can a woman raise a boy child into a man? How can she teach him to be a man? You guys not realizing what is happening? These men do not know how to be a man figure in society. And when they enter into relationship with a woman, they don't know how to treat her. They're looking for handouts. Who teach them how to look for handouts? They look for handouts from their mothers. They're looking to be nurtured. They're expecting the woman to do everything for them because their mother teach them that. Their mother did all these things for them. The father is not in the home. And I understand if relationships don't work out where the father is not in the home, the father needs to be a part of the boy's life, the girl's life. They need to be a part of the children's life. And that is the major problem that is happening in our black community. The parents being in their children's life.
Hold on, Slim. Let them finish. All right, the nurse. Let me hear your heart on this. The nurse. Let me hear your heart.
James, do you remember when you were getting married?
Do I remember when I got married?
Yeah, like not the people that were there, the people that were in the audience.
Yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday. Yeah.
Perfect.
Not everybody.
That's the same. That's the same thought process that we did as well. When we were actually coming up with who's actually going to be at the wedding and sending the invitations for and stuff like that, the people that we handpicked selected, I didn't give a flying heck whose grandmother, second cousin, uncle, sister, brother that wanted to be there. I don't care. It came down to who my husband was very much close to and who I was very much close to, obviously with the cost. But the biggest barrier about it was if something was to happen, who do we know that we can call up and it's not a figmentation of, well, let me talk about Muscle. I knew Muscle was going to fail at this marriage. Let me talk about James. I knew he was going to suck as a husband. It wasn't a gossipy type of thing. That at the end of the day, they understood that these are two people that are combining their lives together and we don't have the answers to anything. We're going about what our deem of our marriage is based off of us. So it's the same thought process, the way that you're asking about what would we tell the young women or the young men. Again, the generations that were before us, we have an example of folks that was dealing with financial issues, folks that have fallen into heroin and crack addict and stuff. You got folks that fell into all kinds of foolishness that's happening. And those people are now turning around and saying, oh, well, why don't you have your life together? Well, I'm the barometer police. But weren't you out here snorting crack? Like, what are you talking about? So I think there are some people that they seem to they forget that you were a part of the foolishness too. So let's not act as if though we don't know what barriers other people do come from. So when I am talking to, we volunteer for Big Brothers and Big Sisters, both my husband and I, just to make sure that, again, we don't have answers to these kids. I can't tell you everything that you walk down this yellow brick road is going to end you wherever it is that you want to do. But the only thing I can tell you is do what is right for you and what you're willing to pay for. So if you think that you're going and doing something foolishness and you know it's wrong and you end up in prison or jail, well, what you want me to do? You knew what the outcome was going to be. And you think that, hey, if you're going to have a child with this guy and the situation, you didn't know what was going to happen. So there is a conversation piece of course, I'm not going to sit higher and holier than you, but I am also going to say, if you can pay for that, pay for it. So when I did talk about the conversation about when we were getting married, the reason why those people were so intricate into our marriage and stuff was the fact that when you do talk about children, even if the parents are not together, I don't give a damn about those two idiots. It comes down to, as a community, it's not the parent and the mom and the dad that failed that child. Everybody that was that child's bloodline failed them. The uncle failed them, grandfather failed them, the sister failed them, the aunt failed them. So as a whole, it's not just, oh, well, the baby daddy left or the mom, she wasn't there as a mom. It doesn't matter. There's still a child's life who's still there. So as a community, if nobody in the family stepping up, uncle, sister, whoever, nobody stepping up, then we all confused as to, well, what happened? Listen, we all failed this child. So if we were not there to make sure that at the end of the day, even if you're not family to that child, you can volunteer with these kids, you can go to the school. There's so many of us that can sit there and point fingers and say everything that you did wrong, but yet we are not the same people that can show them what they can do right. We're not the same people that's going to put a couple of dollars in their pockets to make sure that the little girl ain't out here looking at a little boy to give her $20 and doing strange things for him. We're going to put a couple of dollars in the little boy pocket to make sure he ain't out here doing strange things in order to get some J's or some clothes. We failed these children as a whole.
Can I chime in?
Come on, man. Let the ladies get it in after Jan.
Oh, my bad, bro. You know,
let